Righto, so it's new project time. Now, late Feb, I took my young fella for a drive on a rainy Saturday afternoon to pick up our new project. So it's a different make, different model, but I think you guys are going to be impressed. Righto, so we're on the road to get our new project. It's only about half an hour up the road. We found it on Marketplace, obviously, as we've mentioned. Now the guy who owns it actually worked at the rod shop a couple of years ago now. Lee, great guy. We haven't told him yet, but we are going to film him, we're going to interview him and ask him a few questions about the car. So, quick fuel stop. The money's on the dash, and we should be there shortly. We're on our way to pick up the project car and have a look at this for a cool ride. Now that is Rod. Righto, so here we are with the XF Falcon 1987 model. So I'm here with the owner, Lee. Lee, good to see you again, bud.
How are you, mate?
Now, Lee did work at the rod shop, so he has got the old rod shop top on. Quick rundown, bud. The car, where'd you get it from?
So I bought the car from St Albans in Melbourne off an old fella there. Just a bog stock standard XF Falcon gear. 4 books, 170 Ks. Just as a bit of a project, yeah.
All right, and as we can see in here, we've got the new donk.
Yep.
Quick rundown, how much modification have you done to the car so far?
Yeah, so not much, Mark. Just a set of the rod shop mounts in there. Basically pulled the old 4.1 EFI out. Got a low K Barra turbo engine. Sat it in there with your mounts. Fitted in perfect, no dramas. Basically from there it's sat in storage, yeah, that's it.
Beautiful. So obviously we're purchasing the car off you today.
Yep.
So obviously life changes and new ideas and new
things.
Dreams. Who knows what's going on there? What was your plan with the car?
Basically my plan was just to have a street cruiser. Young fella loves the cars, get out with the kids, bit of fun with the family. That's about it, mate. Maybe some drag challenge sort of stuff.
Drag challenge?
Yeah, something like that.
What transmission? What were you thinking? There's nothing in there yet?
No trans in there yet. Got a BTR for it. Was just going to run a 4-speed behind it. Maybe upgrade it down the track, but yeah, got the rod shop cross member, but haven't got that far yet. So.
Oh, well, look, that's cars. We'll go to that stage. Now, if you were going to run drag challenge in it, what time would this run, you reckon? What are you thinking? What was your aim?
Speaking to the guys, they reckon, sort of 10, 11 second passes with a pretty stock sort of setup. Valve springs, oil pump gears, maybe some head studs and a bit of boost. But yeah, again, we just didn't get that far, so we'll leave that up to you boys.
Well, maybe, and just maybe, we might do the drag challenge. We'll see how we go. So, pretty much for you to find out, follow us. Obviously, you'll follow us along the way.
Of course.
We're going to run into each other again.
Yep, always, mate.
And hopefully, if we pull our finger out back at work, we can get this thing running for you and take it for a cruise.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
All right. Thanks, Lee, for the car. We'll get it loaded up and we'll get it back to the shop.
No worries, Mark. Thank you.
Thanks,
Cheers.
mate. Alright, so we're about to load this up, but there's something I have noticed, the number plate. One quick Barra swap. Now, we can't change that. That is awesome. Alright, so we've got the Falcon in the back. We're cruising back to the workshop. It is a Saturday.
Dad, can we get Macca's?
I have a child on board, and it looks like he wins the bet. Macca's, delicious. Righto, so rain's gone, sun's out. We've brought the car out of the storage shed up the backyard. So before we go in to the hoist in the workshop, I'm going to run you guys through what the plan is. Now, obviously you've seen the Barra in there. We're going to go a high mount turbo. We're going to change the transmission. Now our kit does a Powerglide Turbo 400, 700. So I'll see what we've got laying around in the workshop. Might shoot it down to Paul Rogers, get him to give it an overhaul for us. So that's a running gear sorted at the front there. Tubular arms with Viking coilovers. We do the kit for it, so we'll show you guys how to fit it up. Very basic, works really well. Wheelwood brakes. We need this thing to stop a lot better, so we'll upgrade the brakes. We'll put wheelwoods all around. Try and look at getting the master cylinder set up on the firewall. As we go back, we're going to strengthen up. So we do a strut brace kit. We'll strengthen the tails up, make this front end a lot stronger. New products. I reckon we'll go to a tubular chassis kit maybe with a 9-inch. Now we do the 9-inch for an XD Falcon, but we don't do the XF yet, so we'll have a look at doing that with a 9-inch. So now the reason I'm out here in the sunshine and beside me is our wagon. So the project I've just completed, why have I got it out here next to the Falcon, is there's a bit of an argument going on in our workshop, and it may happen over the internet as well. What's going to win down the quarter mile? So do we have the LS power or do we have the Barra power? So at the end of it, myself, I think I'm driving my wagon. Maybe if Heath has got the kahunas, I'll throw him in this and I'll race him down Heathcote Park. Righto, so the engine's out of the car. Next step is let's make a plan on the project and how we're going to do it. So we learned from the last few episodes what we did on our last project. We wrote it down on a whiteboard, it made it a lot easier. Now we only twig late the project. So I'm going to jump on the whiteboard here and sketch out the stuff that's going to be time consuming to do for the project. So for example, I need to pick a transmission. I need to send it off to Paul Rogers. The tail shaft's going to take a little while to get done. I need to get a new set of wheels for it, so I need to work out what wheels, where I get them from. Could be a bit of a delay there. So the slow moving stuff that may hold other parts of the project up, we'll sketch it up on the whiteboard, and then I've got a bit of a game plan. Alright, so we're sketched up on the board, so transmission, I need to decide on it and get it to Paul Rogers. At Paul Rogers, I'm guessing 3 to 4 weeks, let's be fair. 3 to 4. Tail shaft, I need to make my 9-inch diff to get that in there. Then I've got to go to A1 tail shafts in Geelong. He's normally 2 to 3 weeks, so he's fairly busy. Now the wheels, I don't know what we're going to run, so we'll put a question mark there. The reason we're going to change the wheels, we're going to go to the wheel with large brakes on the front of it. They're not going to fit in the wheel I've got, so I need something a little bit bigger. Fuel pump, not sure, so that's R&D. And intake, now I've already marked the intake off. Now if you have a quick look down on the ground, we can see on the side that's CRG. Now when I purchased a car off Lee, that come with it. So I think from memory they're about between $1,000 and $1,500, so, but you are looking, if you are going to order one of them, I reckon they're about 8 to 10 weeks. So 8 to 10, so allow that on your thing. So you are going to go this setup, that's probably one of the first things you want to do. Now, on the fuel pump, the R&D, I might just start myself a little box down there. So R&D may be slow going on this thing because we're not sure how we're going to set it up. The 9-inch is an issue in the rear because the 9-inch is so big, the Watts link doesn't work, hits on the fuel tank. So the 9-inch has to go into there as soon as we can. We said we're going to put a chassis kit in this thing to strengthen up. If you're going to put a heap of power in it later on down the track, we might wind this engine right up, so there may be a mountain of power go through it. We want to strengthen the underneath, so the chassis kit goes in as well. Alright, so we're coming to a close for episode 1. So I have a plan, I have the one quick barra, and I have an engine. Now the engine is filthy, as all straight sixes or most straight six Falcons, the power steering pump legs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to load this engine on the back of my flat tray ute, go and give it a good pressure wash and get it ready for episode 2. So like and subscribe below. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week.